Intel Overwatch Apex Season 1 Semi-Finals. Today's matchup, EnVyUs, Team KongDoo Uncia.
And welcome to Intel Overwatch Apex Season 1. I'm Doa, with me is Monte Cristo as always. This is our second semifinal of the tournament. One of these teams going to go on to the grand finals to face Africa Blue, and this is going to be a great match, isn't it?
I'm really looking forward to this one. Of course, whoever wins this, likely to be the favorite in the final up against Africa Blue, like you said. This has definitely been the stronger side of the bracket, and we're going to see if Envy can get another upset here, stunning pretty much everybody with that 3-2 win over Rogue. And KongDoo similar. I mean, we heard about the rumblings of their power in the scene. Everybody was saying that they thought, here in Korea at least, that they thought KongDoo was going to win based on scrims and everything. But still, you have to look at Lunatic High and say, okay, a 3-0 from KongDoo is an impressive upset in its own right.
Yeah, true. But, Lunatic High, with as good as those guys were on an individual level, they did play the game very much the same way every map, every match. And finally, KongDoo Uncia both had a meta that benefited them a lot, I think, and also just had a really good game plan for facing Lunatic High. And in those maps, if you go back and look at them, they were always just a little bit better on offense specifically each time. But that was a really close best of 5. In fact, both of the teams that got here in the semifinals today played really close quarterfinal matches.
Yeah, absolutely. I mean, we take a look at those results. You look at them on paper, you say 3-0, oh, that wasn't that close. But no, actually,
it was a very close 3-0.
Very close 3-0. And it could have easily been 3-0 Lunatic High had a couple of fights gone differently over the course of those 3 maps. So that said, Envy is still likely to be struggling here with all those role swaps, with the addition of Mickey. They showed up huge. I think they had a better understanding of the meta, but I think KongDoo has a very similar understanding of the meta that Envy does. I anticipate we're going to be seeing quite a few mirror matchups tonight in terms of team compositions. Both teams are very reliant on the Roadhog and triple tank comps in their quarterfinal matchups. Yeah,
and the combos. We saw Taimu talk about that in the opening. The combos are a huge part of this meta. Of course, even more so now because the ultimate charge is longer. It takes you longer to get to that point where you can use that combo. So using it perfectly is crucial now. We saw some fun stuff with EnVyUs, actually, where they were able to use their Reinhardt to push the enemy Reinhardt out of the way to enable Mickey to get those huge Diva ult kills. And hopefully we'll see more of that today because it's just fun to watch. But it's things like that I think are going to define a lot of the outcome in this game. Who can have the coordination to land those crucial combos?
Yeah, and that's it. I mean, we look at both these teams are probably going to be both running Reinhardt Diva for the majority of the time.
Probably, yeah.
And it is about turning the Reinhardt, right? And that's what they were so successful. And Mickey in particular was great at setting up those ultimates because basically the Reinhardt has to choose to turn around to try and block the Diva ult or to get Earth Shattered and then everybody dies kind of no matter what.
Yeah.
So it's about creating as few opportunities for a response from the enemy team. Now, one way you can do this is to play further back with the Reinhardt. Of course, we did see Reinforce, I think, not respecting as much the possibility. We know he likes to play pretty far forward.
He's an aggressive Reinhardt.
He's a very aggressive Reinhardt
He does
player.
kind of play into that, unfortunately, for his style, I guess you could say.
Yeah, but still the execution was very good by Envy in that best of 5.
That's right. And speaking of other best of 5s, Africa Freaks Blue coming out 3-1 over BK Stars. Another bit of an upset, but a great match to watch. If you haven't seen it, go back and watch it sometime. But today, EnVyUs versus KongDoo Uncia. And like you mentioned, Monte Cristo, it really does seem like this is a stronger side of the bracket. I mean, we had Rogue and Lunatic High go down already. And so whoever wins this match today, I think is probably going to be the favorite in the grand final.
Yeah, absolutely. Although what I will say about Africa is between their match against Reunited and their semifinal match, they showed a lot of adaptation. They started using Arhan on the Diva. They actually seemed like they had moved their hero pools more in line with what is strong in this meta.
Jin's Roadhog was
Yeah,
great.
Jin's Roadhog was amazing. We didn't even really know that he could play Roadhog at that level. So I think you do have to give some benefit of the doubt to Africa that now that they're going to have a week and a half off before the finals, that they may be able to adapt even more. Because I think the difference we saw between quarterfinal Africa Blue and semifinal Africa Blue is pretty profound.
When you've got the, the like mad genius behind it all, Tyrong, of course, coaching these guys, and we saw what he did for the Korean team at the Overwatch World Championship. Did a lot of great things for him here in the semifinals as well. So it's going to be a great best of 5, obviously. I'm excited about watching Mickey and Fatal play Diva. I think these guys are the 2 best Divas I've seen yet. And it's just fun to watch them play. They're both so good at putting pressure on the squishy characters in the back lines, landing those ultimate combos. It's just it's fun to have Diva back in the meta. Maybe if you're not a Pharah per se, but if you're a viewer, I think it's kind of cool.
Yeah, and there's still also the possibility Sombra has been re-enabled, and I do think we might
see some Sombra.
We might see a little bit of Sombra today. I thought we'd actually see that in our last semifinal, but it didn't.
Well, the health pack hack that Sombra does
can
enable her to charge her ultimate extremely quickly. In the Challenger Series last night, Mighty AOD used that on the first point at Hanamura, and they just kind of threw the translocator over into the point behind the gate. He went in there, EMP'd, and they just rolled through the defenses. So if we see Hanamura, I think there's a good chance we'll see that same strategy. I know we're going to see it a lot in the future in tournaments coming up. People have just started to figure out how to use Sombra and use that health pack sort of strategy, I guess you could say, to get these really fast EMPs. And that's going to be something teams are going to need to start worrying about soon.
Yeah, absolutely. And if you are in Korea, please come down. You see on the bottom of your screen right now. These are the finals at Kintex and Ilsan. Will be on the 3rd of December at 5 p.m. So you can go get your tickets, ticketlink.co.kr. It'll be a huge final, huge stage, sick OGN production. You guys are probably used to it right now. Great hype videos, et cetera, et cetera.
It's going to be awesome.
So you do want to go if you are anywhere near the Seoul or Ilsan area.
Or if you just want to hop on a plane. I mean, it's not until December 3rd. You've got time.
You do.
I mean, it is kind of the holiday season. Tickets are starting to get expensive.
It's a little cold in Korea.
Yeah, it's a little bit cold in Korea, but I'm from Minnesota, so it's like, yeah, it's kind of getting cold. But it's okay. You'll live.
You'll wear a jacket. You'll be all right.
Yeah, wear a jacket. You'll survive. You'll get to see some great Overwatch. There's no downside to this. Yeah. And Seoul's an awesome city, so you can enjoy that too.
Absolutely. So that will be our finals on December 3rd, so we're going to take a week off. The teams will have a long time to practice up, prepare their strategies for the final match, so should be good. It will be a best of 7 instead of a best of 5 like we've seen throughout the rest of this tournament. So longer matches, and I'm excited.
I think Africa Blue really needs to take the next week and a half and practice their offense on escort maps. That's what these guys need to do. They're so good on defense. But let's take a look at EnVyUs first here.
Internet Hulk. Coco.
그러다 보면 이런 식의 핑퐁까지 생깁니다. 타이머
Taimu.
다 죽은 상황이라 어렵습니다.
Harry Hook. Chips Hajen. EnVyUs.
And EnVyUs, there they are on your screen right now. Nobody thought these guys would be here. Everybody thought Rogue was going to take that quarterfinal match, and on paper it certainly looked like it, but these guys, what can you say, man? I mean, they played out of their minds. They swapped some roles. It worked out very well. Harry Hook is a great DPS player. It's kind of nice to see him unleashed finally. And Mickey, of course, the substitute, already winning the hearts and minds of the fans here in Korea, I guess.
There are a lot of Mickey signs in the audience today. Signs about Mickey's Diva. He's so lovable. He did play Diva 100% of the time so far in this team. Now, we know he's a great Zarya player too, but Envy really just sticking him on that Diva, and I think it has been a perfect storm of changes for Envy. They happened to get an excellent Diva player right after Diva was buffed, and then the new Diva can just shut down a DPS player. They put him on Tavik, and He took a lot of the bite out of Rogue.
Yeah, so smart to pick that guy up. Move Harry Hook over to DPS. It's been working out very well. And
well, it's also fortunate that Soldier's back for Harry. I mean, basically,
Yeah.
the circumstances could not have conspired better to help Envy in this period of transition.
And Coco can just always play Reinhardt. He's always going to be around, so things are good for Coco too.
Coco looks very depressed right now.
No, man, he's just storing up that mental energy. He's building the spirit bomb of skill inside. Now let's move over to the other side of the arena and take a look at KongDoo Uncia.
KongDoo Uncia. Fatal.
약간 좀 의문이 들고요. 네. 대박, 대박.
야, 흥분해서 소리 지르는 거 봐요.
Anchor. Dunse.
나도 그리고 지금 했고.
원딜 그리고 둘 다 퍽에 가다가 디펜시 매트릭스에
자, 나도 맞고 해야 돼요. 이거 돌아가는
Bird Ring. Bubbly. Lucid. KongDoo Uncia.
And there they are, KongDoo Uncia, and man, these guys have gotten so good. Another team that seems to play very well in this meta, but also a team that's just simply playing well all around. I mean, Dance has such a large hero pool that he can exploit.
Huge.
Birdring, an incredible Roadhog player. So we're going to see a lot of good stuff from these guys.
I mean, I'm really looking forward to the Roadhog Taimu versus Birdring head-to-head because both of these guys have shown how skilled they are on that hero, their ability to make the clutch hook plays that turn fights around. And you know, Panker, you saw the highlights, his 2 6-man Earth Shatters. And
Yeah.
Panker, while we talk about great players like Dance or Birdring and the DPS of KongDoo Uncia, I do think that Panker has flown under the radar. He is actually, in my opinion, one of the best Reinhardt players in the world, and he's also one of the most sneaky and surprising.
His positioning has been great. I mean, he kind of epitomizes everything that's good about Reinhardt, right? Where you're slow moving, but you choose that exact time to strike and you devastate people. It's great. You take Pain, and you put Tanker, and you put them together, you get Panker. That's how you do it. That's right. We're going to Lijiang Tower for our first map of this best of 5, starting things off on Control, as we always do. And from there on, the loser gets to pick the next map out of our available pool. And we'll see where things go from there. On paper, again, KongDoo Uncia looking like the better team, but Monte Cristo, when has on paper ever mattered in the postseason here at Apex?
Yeah, well, not so much so far, that's for sure.
Yeah.
Big upsets across the board in the playoffs.
Well, it is time, guys. The game is ready. EnVyUs taking on KongDoo Uncia. The winner goes to the Intel Overwatch Apex Season 1 Grand Finals. Let's see who takes this early lead and get into the game.
I get it.
All right. Well, we know Twitch chat gets it, man. Whenever that happens,
I
I
get
get
it.
it. That's all through. Also, that's all Twitch chat does right now. Well, look at this Panker. Going to be
Battle
rocking the Sombra for about maybe 30 seconds or so
Tower.
until he switches over to Reinhardt. But hey, it's fun to see anyway. We're going to start things off on Control Center, it looks like. Yep. And so, these always end up being a bit of a brawl, of course, and it's really an opportunity. I like control maps because it's an opportunity for individual play to really kind of shine too. And oh, Harry Hook going to be starting things off on the Reaper. We saw a bit of that from him the other day, but let's see what he can get done now with it.
Yeah, I'm a bit surprised because Reaper is pretty ineffective against the D.Va. You're going to eat up most of the ultimate, the Death Blossom there, by just
can be
using your
tough.
shield. Coco's Shield going to fall very soon, actually, to grab Vicky in.
Well, Birdring said he wanted to do that, man. He wanted to destroy the enemy D.Va by pulling it in. Didn't get a whole lot of damage done that time, though. There's the pull. He's going to bring in the other Roadhog, and Taimu hits the ground. First kill for KongDoo Uncia. They've got a good position on the point here. Still got to fight off the rest of EnVyUs as they come from the side. They're trying to sort of surround the KongDoo Uncia team. Panker, though, taking out Coco, and still a pretty good start here for the red side. That's that whole hog now. Is he going to go ahead and use it? I think he'd try to save that. Meanwhile, Nano Boost goes on. Fatal, I think, using that, and they will take the point first.
Yeah, that was actually a really early Nano Boost, but with how many tanks you have and that initial damage coming in, it can be very quick to get your Ana up there. In fact, Envy's going to have a chance to push back right here. Nice hook from Taimu, and Chips is going to be able to use that Nano Boost very soon.
Oh, they barely don't pop Fatal out of the mech, and so now that control percentage building. Meanwhile, Harry Hook gets the Nano Boost, going after Bubbly, gets a kill, gets hooked though. He's going to go down. EnVyUs fighting back. Dance, he has the attack visor out. For a little bit, doesn't find the kills that they wanted to find, but they have managed to hold the point for the moment anyway.
There's
a kill on the Taimu, man.
And yeah, this Reaper though, without that speed boost from the Nano Boost, it can be hard to actually get into that fight, but it's really been so far about Birdring landing these insane hooks, because he's managed to get several crucial ones, 2 onto Taimu and 1 onto Harry Hook on that Reaper so far, and that shut down the Nano Boost initially, so any ult advantage that Envy had fell away, but they're going to be coming back into this fight with the Earth Shatter and with the self-destruct. And this has been the combo that helped them win against Rogue.
Yeah, I'm just not so sure about this Reaper, man. I feel like Soldier 76 would suit them a lot better, but Harry Hook is trying to do it anyway. Vicky throws in the Diva, getting kills with that. Whoa, he picked up 2. Dance and Lucid going down. How in the world? And that's a big team fight for EnVyUs. They're going to take back the point easy. Hello, goodbye.
Vicky giving the wave. Let's take a look at this again, because watch the Reinhardt shield. It's going to go down, and immediately the Reinhardt knocked over. That's what allows. Yep, that's what allows the Diva self-destruct to get into the back line, and that's how they were winning those fights versus Rogue. They're very good at eliminating the Reinhardt shield in order to take an advantage via that self-destruct.
Yeah, so control percent building now for EnVyUs. They've got a lot of ground to make up, though, as KongDoo Uncia pretty high here. Uncia trying to take things back. Harry Hook in a little bit of trouble. They're going to go ahead and throw the Nano Boost onto Mickey, and he's trying to find some kills in the back lines. Meanwhile, Dance nearly has that attack visor. Birdring firing the whole hog, and he's going to turn it around right onto EnVyUs. Gets a kill onto Harry Hook, and they will try to build the control meter bit and take back this point. Chiptayan being forced out there. Birdring, though, after hit by the bionic grenade, he's going to back away. And Uncia all over this point right now. There goes Taimu again, and Chiptayan finds himself on his own. Good night, Grandma. It's time to sleep soundly.
Well, they're going to take that right back and ticking up towards that 80% mark right now. KongDoo in a great position. They still have that self-destruct to try and close out this map. Harry going up top, looking for the drop down.
It's got to work. He's got to make this work.
It has to be a huge play, right? But he's not going to have the Nano Boost available to help him out here, so it could be pretty problematic.
Well, 93, 95 control percent. Now he's going to try to come from the side. Gets spotted, though, by Dance. He's going to get hooked. Oh, but Dance claims a kill before the hook even comes in. Mickey throws down the explosion, but the shield is there for Panker. He's going to throw down the Earth Shatter. Get the Sun. Oh, Internet Hulk caught by the pin. And Uncia winning this fight already. Yeah, it's not looking good for EnVyUs, as nearly everybody's dead. Harry Hook swaps over that Tracer, but I don't know if he's got time to even get back there. He doesn't, and KongDoo takes point A.
Envy tried to execute the Earth Shatter and Diva combo at the end, but they couldn't find it. You'll notice that Panker started playing further back along towards his team's side of the point on the entrance, and that meant the Diva couldn't get behind him very easily, so he easily shielded out the Diva self-destruct for his team, and the Earth Shatter didn't do very much from Coco, and Panker walked up after he saw those 2 abilities down, got the counter Earth Shatter in, and that's what really won them around. So you can see the positioning changing after they got wiped for that first time, and Uncia adapting to that combo. And I think that's what you have to do. The Reinhardt just sort of has to play further back than you would have had to play him in previous metas, because otherwise getting turned as the Reinhardt can lead to 3 or 4 people dying on your team.
Oh, are we actually going to see Birdring? I was going to say, that's the wrong Australian. There we go. Back onto the Roadhog now, and you know, we just didn't see Taimu on the Roadhog for EnVyUs getting a lot of the kills they were hoping for. The Reaper from Harry Hook was an interesting choice. He's on the Soldier 76 now.
Yeah, Taimu, oh wow.
Birdring already. A kill on Harry Hook.
He's been insanely clutch on this Roadhog.
Looking for another one, blocked by the shield from Coco. Gonna go around the side here to see if he can maybe pull some people into the pit. See if he can land any of those hooks. Meanwhile, Uncia on the point, that control meter building up. They're going to take it, looks like. Yeah, they'll be able to grab the point first. Now EnVyUs moving in KongDoo leading the charge, throws out that fire strike, but chips high and goes down. Fatal chase him down the back lines, it looks like. Birdring goes for the hook, doesn't land it. Uncia still keeping EnVyUs bottled up by the bridge. KongDoo taking down the right click.
Birdring,
and there's another
come
hook
on.
coming in. Taimu taking people out, and yeah, man, it's not so fair. Birdring just not letting anybody play on the other side.
Wow. It's just Birdring's initial picks have left these fights in 5v6s for Envy time and time again, and you could tell they're trying to shut him down. I mean, Taimu went over to the Reaper. You got to use that to try and take out that Roadhog, but he never could get anywhere close.
Yep. Ult's built up for KongDoo Uncia. Still a little while for EnVyUs to get them aside from that nano boost, so good defensive options here. They're going to use a self-destruct. No kills coming out of that. And now Birdring looking for another hook, finds the one onto KongDoo. KongDoo, though, getting the kill on the Panker. Maybe EnVyUs. No, they've lost too many. They can't assault the point now. And Dance has that tac visor ready to go whenever he needs it.
Yeah, Taimu is going to reset at the end there, but 4 ults up now for KongDoo. This is looking like it's going to come down to maybe 100-0 at the end because 5 now available. Envy going to have 5 of their own soon, but it's going to be a little bit of a delay, and by the time this assault finally occurs, KongDoo should be in a pretty good position to close out this map.
All right, they're going in. It's time. They've got those ults soon. Mickey, though, going in the back lines, trying to find the kill into Ana, but look at this.
Oh
They've got Birdring. They've given him the nano boost, and they will just destroy everybody. So as soon as they saw Mickey go in, they send Birdring ahead with the whole hog, just walking down the bridge, pushing everybody back, and nothing EnVyUs can do about that.
Yeah, but now Envy has one last shot. They have the big ult advantage. They didn't use very much on that attack. They're going to have those 5 ults, and KongDoo committed 4. So
right,
this has to be it, but they keep going down.
Yeah, Dance using that tac visor, kills coming in. They lost, I believe they lost, Harry Hook so fast. No big combos coming in. He wasn't able to get anything done with the tac visor. Mickey takes out Bubbly, but it's not going to matter because Lijiang Tower going to KongDoo Uncia.
Man, if you're Envy, you can't lose that push.
Yeah.
They had a 4 ult advantage going into that push. They had to make it work. I think they did a very good job of drawing out maybe too many ults from the sides of KongDoo Uncia.
Could be.
But when it came in, they were not willing to really use that sound barrier fast enough to allow them to push over the bridge, and they just got shredded by initial picks coming in from KongDoo. But KongDoo, they have been excellent so far at just taking a member of Envy out before the fight even really begins in earnest.
Yeah, I mean, Birdring, absolutely the MVP of the match so far on that Roadhog.
Well, if you're an Envy fan, you don't really have to worry at this point. Envy's record on control is now 7-6, so it hasn't been their best game mode. They tend to really excel on hybrid and escort maps, but I think Envy has to take this next map where they get 3-0'd because their assault record is pretty terrible. They are not a good team when they play on assault maps. So I think if they want to make this a series, they have to focus now on winning all of the escort and hybrid maps primarily, and then see if they can scrape by and get a 3-2.
Well, Kings Row will be our next map in this semifinal. EnVyUs' choice. And so we'll find out if they can tie up the series here on this hybrid map.
Yeah, they gotta win. They gotta win now. They did have an improved showing on Assault against Rogue, which that was basically Rogue's bread and butter. So that does give me a small amount of hope that recently they look better on Assault. But historically, they only win about 25% of their Assault maps. So,
all right, well, we'll see what happens. EnVyUs trying to tie up this series against KongDoo Uncia, who make quite the statement on the control map, winning that one 2-0. Second point 200%, or 100% to 0 rather. We'll see if they can keep the momentum going as we move on to our second map. Let's go to Kings Row. And here we are, Kings Row. Big Ben, just not that big anymore, you know?
is that Big Ben still? I think maybe it's a new
Bionic Ben.
Yeah, Bionic Ben.
Bionic Ben. That sounds like an old Nintendo side-scroller game, doesn't it?
I don't think you really need those holograms on the clock. I think clocks are pretty,
Yeah.
they work just fine the way they are.
Yeah, but Bionic Ben wants to show off his Bionic Bling.
Okay, well, there you go.
Yeah, there you go.
Okay, well, defense here for KongDoo. They are not showing us anything different so far, and why would they? I mean, it seems like it's been working pretty darn well for them.
Totally true. It's kind of a comp that works on most maps and most situations these days. All right, Internet Hulk, okay. You know, he's played a bit of Zenyatta in the past, but going over to Lucio now. Harry Hook on the Sombra, I could see it, but I don't think we're going to. There we go, back over to the Roadhog, and Taimu going to be playing the Hanzo, at least for a moment anyway.
Yeah, I think it's just a Sonic Arrow to see what the comp is, and then he's going to switch over. Probably, let's see if he's going to stick onto it. Oh, he actually is going to stay on it. Very interesting. Not
It's
a hero that we associate with Taimu very often.
It's a good sieging hero, though, and if you can land the shots, you can maybe get the picks to push forward. Fire Strike doing a bit of damage here as Mickey tries to scoot around the outside, now on board with Taimu. Throws out that scatter arrow, not really finding any kills with it. The heal's too strong for Uncia for that really to be effective. Needs to get the headshot past the field, past the shield rather. Going for a bit more though.
Nice shot.
Anchor goes down, yeah. One on each side. All right, dodges the hook. That is pretty big. Birdring needed to land that one. Now they're gonna bring in Fatal, popped out of the mech right there. Taimu pushing ahead, they're making it work. Fatal desuited. Mickey gets the kill onto Lucid in the back. And it looks like EnVyUs, with that control meter building, is on track to take point A.
Yeah, big credit to Mickey for taking out the soldier in the back line there. That was absolutely huge, but oh no, Chips! Caught by Birdring coming around through the halls. He is going to fall, so we do end up with a nano-boosted D.Va here trying to drive Bubbly off, and that'll be another kill. So Envy does stabilize on the point, and they will end up taking it.
Well, they do take the nano boost away from EnVyUs, so that's one tool they won't have for the Streets phase here. Harry Hook says, come take a visit, Fatal. That's about it. Usually this this phase gets pushed through pretty quick by a lot of teams, but having that nano boost is nice. They're going to have a few ults otherwise, though, so we'll see how they do.
Okay. So that one ult available, nano boost for KongDoo right now.
Taimu still sticking to that Hanzo for the moment. Harry Hook, okay. They're going to send in the self-destruct. Mickey does pick up the kill onto Bubbly without the Lucio. That's going to be a bit annoying. Harry Hook going to bring in Fatal. Fatal very low on that mech. Gets popped out right now. Harry Hook has that whole hog if he wants to go whole hog. And they are pushing this payload fast. KongDoo Uncia not really able to get any semblance of defense going yet.
Yeah, they're also, they're taking very risky peeks right now, KongDoo, and they're getting punished for it very hard by Harry.
Man, Harry Hook just walking back and finding dance. There's a hook. How did that happen? The shield went down just at the last moment, I guess. It's whole hog time as they just try to push KongDoo back far enough to take this point B. Not quite getting it yet, but it is close. 2.83 meters away, and they should be able to claim it now. Yeah, they will. KongDoo Uncia, they've got some ults, but man, they need to turn this map around in a hurry. It's still 5.5 minutes that EnVyUs have to push this final point.
And here's the sneaky banker again.
Yeah.
They're not even healing him up right now, not giving him any indication that he's actually there. Does pop out, not going to go for it at the end. And just going to see the poking continue here with the Hanzo, and there hasn't been a good answer to this.
Uh-oh. Okay, got the shield up in time. Coco blocking them from that self-destruct.
That was actually a waste of the sound barrier right there.
That's a pretty good Earth Shatter, though. Uncia, can they capitalize? Looks like they can. Kills coming in. Panker getting a lot of them, at least 3 in that fight. And finally, some time for Uncia to take a breath and stabilize.
And they only had to use 2 ults to get that down, too. So Coco dropped his shield at the wrong time, and that led to the huge Earth Shatter from Panker. But the sound barrier was just too early. Coco was in position to just go ahead and block that with the Reinhardt shields. It didn't really make a big difference whether they used that on the ultimate or not. And we're seeing the ult right there rolling on through in combination with the self-destruct. That's a big investment.
Yeah, well, they get 1 with it. They do manage to push KongDoo back. And that's the big thing. They keep this payload moving. Nice kill onto Birdring. Taimu finally lands that hook. Or rather, Harry Hook lands the hook he's been looking for a while. Taimu's still on the Hanzo. Harry Hook just using that whole hog to push people back again. It's a good positional ult. Go back to spawn, they say, as EnVyUs pushes his payload farther and farther forward. Fatal comes in. He's on the D.Va. Going to be hard to dislodge him for the moment. And Birdring has the nano boost and the whole hog. He gets hit by Chips High and Sleep Dart, though. There's a hook onto Taimu. Gets very low. Harry Hook, rather, goes down. Mickey with the kill onto Panker, and it's a brawl on the payload. We'll see who comes out on top. It's going to be EnVyUs, and they may be setting themselves a very good point, or very good time here on King's Row. Great start for EnVyUs.
Wow, that's really fast.
Yeah.
They're pretty much no contest throughout most of that push. Yeah, in Foundry, they got hung up just a little bit.
Wow, Harry Hook really having a hard time getting a high five from Mickey there, but it's tough, I guess.
Oh man, that was basically no resistance. Now, Envy, again, they typically do very well. They're 8-2 in the last couple of months on escort maps, so they have had a pretty solid advantage when it comes to that map type.
And you notice that a lot of what they were doing was just pushing KongDoo Uncia back. They weren't necessarily going for these big team fights. They were just moving things farther and farther back just through pressure. And it's so effective. It's really fun to watch EnVyUs play on these payload maps.
Yeah, absolutely. And KongDoo filtering in one by one, getting picked off repeatedly. Certainly credit to Harry Hook coming up big on the Roadhog.
I mean, with a name like Harry Hook, you know he's got to at least be decent on the hero, right? But we continue to see Harry Hook's versatility as well as a DPS player. It's you know, we've heard people say before that he was being wasted on the Lucio. He was their shot caller for the most part too, but man, he really has been unleashed in this DPS role, and it's doing wonders for this team.
Yeah, well, I think they are fortunate to be in a double hit scan meta where they don't need a projectile DPS player so much in order to be successful. So, a long-term solution for EnVyUs. This may not be it, but at least right now they lucked out into the right meta. And
Coco just saying hi. Wait for it. Yeah. Hello. Annyeong. What a friendly guy. Such good sportsmanship as Bubbly gets ready to shoot someone in the head. He's taking a look at things, probably going to swap back over to support, I would imagine. He is also the shot caller for KongDoo Uncia, as most Lucios are, apparently. And here we go.
McCree coming out now.
Yeah, McCree for both sides, surprisingly enough. You know, I think EnVyUs may be expecting the Pharah because Dance had played that in the past here.
Yeah.
So that could be the idea behind Harry Hook starting out on the McCree.
Not entirely sure why Dance would be swapping over to the McCree when the Soldier was working out so well for them, but
maybe, I don't know. Maybe he thinks he's a better McCree. They're sieging quite well so far, and man, really strong push for KongDoo Uncia coming in right off the bat. They've got EnVyUs pushed back quite far. Dance landing the damage. Coco making a run for it, making a charge for it, I should say. Oh, Bird Ring pulled in, but saved by the wall. Control meter is building for KongDoo Uncia right now, though. And EnVyUs needs to back away. They need to turn this fight around.
Yeah, he's going to try to fight this McCree on the side. Don't quite get it.
Oh, Nano Boost onto Bird Ring as he's going after some victims here. Gets a hook. Who's he going to bring in? It's Internet Hulk. And now Nano Boost onto Harry Hook on that McCree, but he gets pushed back into the hallway, shows his face, and he's not going to live long enough to really do too much damage. There's a Deadeye. Chips Iron goes down despite landing that biotic grenade, and the melee continues, but that control meter almost full, and there it is. KongDoo Uncia takes a brawling point A.
Yeah, and you know what, so I think why we're seeing the swaps to McCree is that certainly the tac visor can be good, but it really shines when it's coupled with that nano boost. And for the most part, we've been seeing Roadhogs and Divas nano boosted so far in this series. So in the absence of being able to combo those ultimates, McCree just offers so much zoning with Deadeye that I think it's just more effective if you're not going to be comboing a soldier ult, just to go with the McCree, who's also going to offer that longer range hit scan, but has a chance to push people back a little bit more.
Oh, speaking of pushing back, there's a big Earth Shatter coming in from KongDoo Uncia, and they are going to follow it up. Dance grabs a couple kills for himself on that McCree, some prone targets. Easy pickings for the Cowboy, and Dance backing away now. Looks like they're still going to be all over this payload, though, and EnVyUs having just as much trouble stopping KongDoo Uncia as KongDoo Uncia did stopping EnVyUs.
Yeah, Panker has consistently had the best Earth Shatters of this tournament. I mean, absolutely ridiculous timing on those Reinhardt mind games.
Yeah.
Able to catch people out, be sneaky, find the time when the Reinhardt's going to drop the shield. That's why I love watching this guy play this hero.
They're going to give the Nano Booster Bird Ring. He's going to go into the whole hog, just shoving everybody on EnVyUs back into that corner. Sound Barrier comes in a little bit late here as EnVyUs tries to turn it around. Dance has that Deadeye on the outside, takes down Mickey, but there's the self-destruct, not getting really anything. Harry Hook now on the Reaper finds the kill onto Fatal. KongDoo Uncia still pushing that point. They've almost got it all the way through point B.
I love watching Dance's positioning. I mean, if you look at
So
the way
good.
he was playing it right there,
Oh,
if there was any AoE that was coming in, he knew exactly how far away he was from the cover on the side, on that side ledge, so he could just use that roll into cover at any point in time. So he easily dodged the Diva ultimate while still picking off Mickey once he was desuited.
Yeah.
Just really nice positioning on a McCree.
totally. And KongDoo rolling forward. They actually have a chance to set a better time than EnVyUs. It's going to be tough, but it's theoretically possible, which is amazing in itself. Trying to fire away at that Reinhardt shield now. And meanwhile, ooh, wow, Chipsian getting a little bit out of position there. They tried to dive in, but it didn't work out very well. And with EnVyUs missing half their team, this payload's going to keep moving. Yeah, Mickey doing what he can on the Diva, but he's kind of on his own right now. And the defense for EnVyUs is just seemingly fallen completely apart here.
This is going to be really hard for them to stop, Doa. 3 ults already up. Clearly, Panker's Earth Shatter, there it is as well. And Harry Hook doesn't have his ult yet, but he is going to find Dance. That is huge play. He got the ult off of killing Dance.
Yeah, KongDoo though, they're the ones winning this fight, and Harry Hook, despite the heroics of the back line, might not be able to do enough to save his team. There's a Diva ultimate coming in. Fatal just trying to push Mickey off the point, and he will. Can they get back in time? Taimu on the Tracer now, doesn't last very long. They're back. There's Ear Shatter for Coco as they try desperately to keep KongDoo from taking their 3rd point. There's the Nano Boost now onto that Reinhardt. Dance gets a kill onto Internet Hulk. They're standing strong on the payload for the moment, but no, getting pushed back. They gotta get there. Dance trying to sneak his way in on 76, but KongDoo having trouble dislodging EnVyUs with those fast spawns off the payload. Internet Hulk is back again, but it's too late. 3 points for KongDoo.
Now, it did take them longer, 323 to 352, but that's a respectable amount of time for both of these teams to go ahead and take that point A and make a long push on the payload. So pretty rapid from both those squads. Man, I can't believe that positioning that Harry Hook had there at the end. It was a hard battle for EnVy to win, given the ult disadvantage that they had coming into that final push, but Harry nearly turned it around right there. He zoned off the supports, and he killed Dance during the Deadeye on the McCree. Unfortunately, the front line of EnVy couldn't survive long enough.
Yep. And so KongDoo will find themselves once again on the offense here, as they did take a little bit more time to complete their first push.
Yeah, we are going to see EnVy go with the Soldier now.
Okay.
To Harry Hook, and
I like
Taimu back onto the Roadhog. It's pretty typical composition, even before Soldier was meta, that we see EnVy play here on defense on point A.
We've seen EnVyUs do some interesting stuff on defense too. Their quarterfinal match, when they were defending on Numbani, they actually had Internet Hulk on the Winston, and so they ran just the Ana and then the Soldier for some off healing. So I was wondering if we were going to see something like that on King's Row, but it looks like they will go for a bit of a standard comp here. But they can pull out that 3 tank, which I think is a nice little thing to have in their pocket.
Yeah, 2 DPS, 3 tank, 1 support.
Yep.
Certainly something that they can do that I think KongDoo is unlikely to mirror.
Yeah. Taimu going for the hook there. Meanwhile, Harry Hook up on the high ground, and it's really hard to get rid of that Soldier sometimes. Doing some damage. KongDoo right away falling back. But there we go. Fatal trying to chase down Harry Hook, occupying that Soldier as EnVyUs tries to take point A. Fatal, though, brought down to the low ground and then brought low in just a moment, I promise you. And there we go. Okay, Fatal finally taken out. And EnVyUs not really able to actually, or able to push KongDoo back.
Yeah, and now let's see if these respawns come through. But Harry manages to pick up that kill onto Bird Ring, so that's going to buy them some time as KongDoo attempts to regroup well outside of the gate here on King's Row.
Yeah.
I don't see any swaps coming through yet, but EnVy with a pretty significant ult advantage, ult charge advantage. So this looks like it's probably going to be a pretty long hold for them.
It certainly could be. KongDoo trying to fight their way in there again, comes behind the Reinhardt shield now, but Coco nearly has that Earth Shatter ready to go, and KongDoo's got to be careful about that. Harry Hook just firing away. He's got the tack visor now. Hook dodge. Here comes Fatal. Try to dislodge him once again. Gets a little bit low. Gets the nano boost. And he's going to go after KongDoo big time. Oh boy, there goes Panker. Taken down. Kills coming in for Harry Hook. And KongDoo's push is stopped cold.
A total waste of Lucid's nano boost The Reinhardt Panker was nearly already dead. His shield was shattered, and only then did EnVy respond with a nano boosted attack visor. So great timing from EnVy. And the throwing away of the nano boost on a nearly dead Reinhardt mid-charge is hugely problematic. They would have really liked to have had that.
Oh, a hook for Birdring, and he takes down Harry Hook. That Harry Hook has been a thorn in their side. All defense here, and now KongDoo Uncia getting to fight this 6v5 as they move on to the point. See if they can get it. Self-destruct to use. No kills, though, coming in for Mickey.
Yeah, Coco's charge was a bit early there. He was trying to charge out the Reinhardt shield.
Oh, big Earth Shatter comes in. KongDoo Uncia does have the sound barrier, though, so they'll keep fighting on the point round. Now the control meter building up, and they've got the kills they need. That's going to be a point take for KongDoo Uncia when they've got about a minute left. Another kill onto Harry Hook as Birdring takes him out twice in a row.
Yeah, those late kills and split swans don't really matter on this point, considering how long it takes the payload to move out.
Sure.
But only 45 seconds to use this, and probably about 35 once the payload actually moves out of the garage.
That's the thing is in the time bank mode, you don't get any more time for taking a point. When you're into overtime, you're into overtime.
All right, so push is going to begin here. They cannot exit the point whatsoever. EnVy sitting at a slight ult disadvantage. Mickey not anywhere close to having that self-destruct yet, and that's going to be the big ult that will force everybody off the payload if he uses it well. But EnVy moving up to a nano boosted attack visor very soon, and that is a preemptive use of the D.Va self-destruct from KongDoo. They've got to get on this payload now.
Yeah, they've got to at least touch it here. As overtime is coming in, Harry Hook uses attack visor. A lot of that absorbed by Fatal. There's the nano boost. Oh, gets hooked by Birdring, but the sleep dart comes in to save him. Harry Hook still pushing forward here. Got to worry about Panker. A little bit tankier with that nano boost, but it's gone now. Panker, though, on the point, kind of by himself. Nice kill onto Lucid. And there's the self-destruct. No kills, but it is enough for EnVyUs to keep things rolling on this defense. And overtime dropping faster and faster every time KongDoo leaves this payload. And it looks like the payload might stop right here. EnVyUs looking like they're going to defend it shortly after the point A take. And so EnVyUs honestly in a pretty good position to win King's Row. They don't have to push the payload too far.
Yeah, basically as long as they don't get full health, they should win this map. But disappointing use of the self-destruct. Coco was not pushed up far at all, and they tried to open that fight to make space for themselves by using the self-destruct. But once that was down, it made it easy for Coco and Harry to push forward without fear of it having that D.Va land in the back line. So I just don't understand that. You don't use it as a zoning tool when all you need to do is stand 6 people on top of the payload and just keep them off. Right, you don't preemptively use it. You wait until they engage you on the payload, then you throw it behind them. You throw it ahead first, and it just gave EnVy more of a free push.
Right. Ooh, and Bubbly actually on the Zenyatta here. Okay, I like it. I mean, there's we've talked about the benefits of, or I've talked about the benefits of Zenyatta many, many times. Obviously, that Orb of Discord huge, and if you're running a Roadhog along with it, Roadhog basically gets to one-shot nearly anybody with the Orb of Discard on them when he gets the hook. So. It can be a very devastating combo, not to mention it makes you much more vulnerable to Fatal chasing you down. So there's a lot of good stuff. It makes McCree really good, obviously, with the headshots. So if you can keep that Zenyatta safe, you're in good shape. But that's a big if.
I really don't like it against what EnVy's running, because Transcendence will not save you against the D.Va ult. And I think if you have Sound Barrier, it's going to be much more effective against what we've seen EnVyUs prefer running. So I'm not a fan of, in this particular matchup, with these particular teams running the Zenyatta drone.
Let's see what they can do. EnVyUs on the point already. Whoa, Lucid going down very quickly. EnVyUs really rushing onto that point fast. There's a hook for Birdring. So Dance actually taken out by Mickey here too, and EnVyUs really storming through this point. And now the Zenyatta in a lot of trouble. You just can't fight that D.Va close up. And it looks like EnVyUs should be able to take point A really fast. They are almost certainly going to win King's Row at this point.
Yeah, very nice flank coming in from EnVy to start those initial picks rolling. Taimo actually making the Reaper work.
Wow.
I've been down on it so far. No, it hasn't been my favorite, but now they have 3 minutes to push it basically no distance. Should be easy for EnVy to clear this out.
Well, can't blame a guy for trying. All right, payload on its way out now. And it's not a very long push for EnVyUs to take this map. Let's see what they can do. Harry Hook walking in, gets the hook onto Panker here. Panker has to run away, gets hit by that biotic grenade though, so he's not going to get too healed. Birdring gets the kill onto Coco, so one Reinhardt going down, but it's not on the side of KongDoo. They're going to hold the payload for the moment.
Yeah, they are.
It's a good place to hold it, too.
I mean, EnVyUs going to have such a nice ult advantage coming into fight number 2 that they can use if they're decisive.
Oh, Mickey pulled into the enemy team there. That is devastating. EnVyUs needs to move the payload forward. They're going to go ahead and use the nano boost, it looks like. Who'd that go on? Deadeye. Used by Dance, doesn't find any kills with it though. Meanwhile, Birdring uses his own nano boost to try to push EnVyUs back. There's a nice hook. Oh, stopped by the payload though. Saved by the payload. Coco dying in the end, and this payload very close, but KongDoo's held for the moment.
And I feel like EnVy lost a lot of the advantage they had there, especially with Mickey getting picked off early, because those few seconds gave KongDoo some time to get more of their ultimates up. EnVy coming back, they do have a Death Blossom and a Self-Destruct to push people off. We'll see how they use it. Minute 40 is still plenty of time to get this done.
All right, Sound Barrier is going to be the key. Mickey throws in the exploding Diva Suit. They're going to turn the Reinhardt. Fatal gets the kill on the Mickey, though. Meanwhile, Taimu with the grab onto Birdring. Or rather, Birdring with the grab onto Taimu. Had that backwards. EnVy is still trying to keep pushing, but they've lost a few people, and Birdring, low health, slammed down by Coco. The payload nearly there. It's so close, and it looks like they're going to take it right here. EnVyUs will win King's Row.
That engage was beautiful from EnVy. Wow, they comboed their ultimates incredibly well. So what happened was they engaged with Mickey's Diva ultimate, right? Panker backs off to one side. And because they knew all the other members were going to be running into Bookshop to get out of the way of the Diva ultimate, Taimu ran in, and in that very small space used the Death Blossom to punish all the people who ran into Bookshop.
Yep.
And that picked up some very nice initial kills for them, but really well executed ult combo there by EnVy to make that final push happen. They will go 1-1. I think this was the do or die moment for EnVy. They had to take this map. They haven't looked strong on Assault in a very long time. They grinded out a tie with Rogue, but I mean, I would not be confident going against KongDoo on an Assault map. So they have to get it done in these Escort and Payload, and at least in attempt number 1, they were good.
Yeah, well, both teams push back pretty quick on their defensive rounds. Interesting to see, but we are in a tie series here. EnVyUs versus KongDoo Uncia. Game number 3 coming up right after the break. Don't go anywhere, guys. We'll be back after this.
그랬더니 잠시 안심했는데 좌클릭 성광난사 속수무책 이 녀석 딜런지 스나이퍼인지 원거리에서 헤드로 꽂혀와요 석양이 진다 빵빵빵 석양이 진다 빵빵빵 내가 석양이라네 석양이 진다 빵빵빵 석양이 진다 빵빵빵 힘이 죽여준다네 억울해도 소용없어 넌 이미 죽어있으니 석양이 진다 그리고 산자라다라 산자라다라 hum브르락 짝디기디기디기디기디기디기디기디기디기디기디기디기디기디기디기디기디기디기디기디기디기디기디기디기디기디기디기디기디기디기디기디기디기디기디기디기디기디기디기디기디기디기디기디기디기디기디기디기디기디기디기디기디기디기디기디기디기디기디기디기디기디기디기디기디기디기디기디기디기디기디기디기디기디기디기디기디기디기디기디기디기디기디기디기디기디기디기디기디기디기디기디기디기디기디기디기디기디기디기디기디기디기디기디기디기디기디기디기디기디기디기디기디기디기디기디기디기디기디기디기디기디기디기디기디기디기디기디기디기디기디기디기디기디기디기디기디기디기디기디기디기디기디기디기디기디기디기디기디기디기디기디기디기디기디기디기디기디기디기디기디기디기디기디기디기디기디기디기디기디기디기디기디기디기디기디기디기디기디기디기디기디기디기디기디기디기디기디기디기디기디기 오늘도 어딘가엔 석양이 지고 있겠지. 아 저놈 진짜 석양충 아닌가요? 우와. 석양이 진다 빵빵빵 겁나게 진다 빵빵빵 내가 석양이란네. 석양이 진다 빵빵빵 길다를 친다 빵빵빵 저놈 혹시 에이맥 아닌가. 억울해도 소용없어 넌 이미 죽어 있으니 석양이 진다. 억울해도 소용없어 넌 이미 죽어 있으니 석양이 진다.
선수는 그냥 탄생하지 않습니다. 코어로부터 만들어지는 것이죠. 차이를 만들고 승리를 가져다주며 세상을 놀라게 하는 코어. 노력은 선수를 만들고 코어 i7 프로세서는 멈추지 않는 파워를 드립니다. 강력한 코어로 더 강력하게.
노력은 선수를 만들고 코어 i7 프로세서는 멈추지 않는 파워를 드립니다.
And welcome back to the Intel Overwatch Apex Season 1 with Doa and Monte Cristo. Guess what, guys? EnVyUs and KongDoo and Uncia all tied up in this best-of-5 semifinal match. I knew this was going to be a good one. I'm excited to see how map number 3 goes. And hey, EnVyUs got the win on King's Road. They're keeping themselves alive in this series. And we'll see if they can keep that going.
Yeah, absolutely. And this is going to be the big map because we expect KongDoo to really be successful here on Assault. But, you know, we've seen Envy over the last few months have those woes on the Assault maps. But against Rogue, they actually put up much more of a fight on Assault than I expected. So maybe Mickey, maybe with some more practice on the Assault maps, they are going to be a match for KongDoo. And I think if Envy can take the Assault map, they will have a very good shot at winning this series because then they'll go into Escort, then they'll go into Hybrid. They only have to win one of those two, and that's what they're really strong on. So Hanamura will be the selection from KongDoo.
Okay. Exciting. KongDoo Uncia picking this map, of course. And I'm really wondering how this one's going to go. This one could really go either way as far as, you know, if EnVyUs is going to kind of hang with it. Because it's another thing where it's like the control map, right? The individual play is going to come into effect here. If Birdring goes off on Roadhog again, we could see it be very one-sided. But who knows? Anything goes here in the semifinals. Let's see who takes on Hanamura and puts themselves one game away from the grand finals.
I get it.
And welcome to Hanamura, where apparently it's always those 2 weeks in spring where the cherry blossoms are blooming.
Those are the best weeks of spring.
They are, and maybe those are robot cherry trees, because it's the future. They're just always dropping beautifully.
I think they're genetically modified cherry trees.
Could be. Just
not
constantly
robot.
growing new leaves.
Exactly, just constantly blooming, right?
Yeah.
Maybe it's in the future where global warming has gotten to the point where it's always spring. The trees are just confused.
That doesn't sound so bad. I might sign up for that. Meanwhile,
we're gonna watch a Taimu flashback.
Yeah, well, I mean, he had a lot of hooks. Poor AKM, man, confidence just destroyed on that tracer as he got hooked multiple times.
Taimu was the reason why they were even in that match on Hanamura.
Oh, yeah.
His hook accuracy was absolutely nuts, and Panker probably not going to be on that.
I think we're going to see some swaps. We very well might see Dance play this Sombra, though, and I think that's why we're seeing EnVyUs play a little bit farther up. They want to see the Sombra because they want to see if we're going to see the health pack trick. I talked about it, guys. Mighty AOD did it in Challenger, and here we go. Sombra, let the hacks begin. There we go, yeah. And so, go ahead. Why don't you explain this for us, Monte Cristo?
Yeah, you have 2 big health packs. You can hack outside the gate right there. Now, Sombra gets ult charge whenever anybody, any ally or herself gets healing from the ult packs, or the health packs, and also they come up, big ones come up every 3.75 seconds, so at 25% of the time. So basically you can get Sombra ult immediately.
Oh boy, nice hook already. Fatal with a kill there, 1 down on each side, and Dance doesn't mind taking a bit of damage. You can just go back to one of those hacked health packs, build some ult, get his health back.
Yeah,
and
actually,
so the siege is fine. They're just waiting for Dance's ultimate right now.
I mean, KongDoo is not actually executing that this well right now. They're actually going to go in before they get the Sombra ult up. But you'll notice it's already at 60% or so.
I think EnVyUs knows exactly what was going on here. And yeah, you can see that building a bit more. Meanwhile, Fatal on the point. EnVyUs trying to defend. They fell back and allowed Uncia to come back in. They wanted to kind of force the fight on their terms. Fatal, though, does get the kill on Coco as Mini Diva. Harry Hook pops the attack visor, trying to hold things off. Gets one, looks for a little bit more. Dance does go down. Kills on each side. For the moment, though, Panker up and keeping his team defended. There's goes Internet Hulk, and EnVyUs just going to lose point A right here. So, EnVyUs, you know, I feel like the theory was right. They knew that the big EMP combo was coming, so they fell back. They said, all right, you want to come in here, we'll just let you in. We'll get this round. We'll fight you on our terms. But then KongDoo Uncia just wins the fight. So, what do you do?
Yeah, Dance also right now has the EMP, and Panker has Earth Shatter, so if they get a nice engage on the point here, this could be absolutely devastating for Envy.
Now going to hack the pack, of course. And we're going to see a lot more Sombra on maps like this. I think Hanamura is a great one for it.
Hanamura and Anubis are both very good for Sombra on attack.
Yeah, definitely. Definitely.
Okay, so
even maps like King's Row, in theory, you know.
Interesting. So they are just going to play it very cool right now. Yep. Nobody actually going in at all. They're using a lot of time, but this is smart. Notice how spread out the members of EnVy are. She's actually going to get in behind right now. There's the EMP.
Yeah, that's right. Panker tries to find an opportunity to go for the Surge Shatter. Doesn't quite find it yet. They're going to use the sound barrier. They're going in anyway.
Nice
He gets chinned. A bit of damage onto the Diva. Her Shatter comes down for EnVyUs. Meanwhile, there is the self-destruct. Panker getting very low there. Harry Hook gets the nano boost. We'll see if EnVyUs can fight this back again. He's going to drop down, and it looks like KongDoo forced away. You know, maybe an unnecessary nano boost. Hard to tell, but yeah, there's a reset for KongDoo Uncia. Dance going to get found by Taimu in the end, and they tried. So I wonder if we're going to see Dance swap off of the Sombra here. I think we probably will.
I think he should very much consider swapping off, and there he is, going to the Soldier instead.
Yeah.
So that was just a great defense by EnVy rather.
Yeah.
You could see them spread out over the high ground. It made a very difficult Sombra engage because you had to see the stealth come in from KongDoo and then just an attempt to jump through into the middle of the map to hit everybody with the EMP. But then you'll notice EnVy fell back immediately, and the Earth Shatter was never really an option.
A nano boost onto Birdring gets brought in by Taimu. Taimu on the outside of this fight, so Birdring's going to turn his attention back onto EnVyUs on the control point. They're going to use the sound barrier. Nice hook onto Harry Hook during the tack visor. Big kill there, but Harry Hook already got 2 of his own, so KongDoo going to have to back away again.
It didn't matter. Harry Hook on both of these last couple of fights has been hunting down Lucid on the Ana, and each time he's managed to pick off that backline very quickly. Harry Hook has a very good spatial awareness of where people are in this game, and it's really paying dividends right now. It didn't matter if he got hooked. Instead, they just baited out the ultimate from Lucid and won the fight anyway. So,
yeah,
nice stuff.
There we go again. Fatal has the self-destruct, gonna go ahead and use it as he throws it onto the point. No kills out of that, just kind of thrown in there. Birdring trying to find a bit more. Yeah, Taimu actually killed off Fatal. So KongDoo Uncia, not the strongest push we've seen from these guys. They seem a little bit out of sorts, I think.
Their engages have not been good on the second point. I mean, throwing out the Diva ult there for nothing in return. They can't even make space. Fatal gets hooked as he's been desuited.
It's kind of a Hail Mary Diva ult. Those do not work out very often.
And now EnVy sitting on a huge ult advantage.
Yeah. All right, so EnVyUs, you know, if you get them in this position, they are so hard to dislodge defensively. Taimu, of course, on that Roadhog has just been insane. Birdring at about half health here, but he gets behind the Reinhardt shield, trying to get the hooks, but isn't landing them. And Uncia just kind of milling around the outside of point B here, not really finding a way to come in. Looks like they're going to try the side route. Harry Hook, though, has attack visor. It's going to be hard to approach that point.
The one angle they haven't tried yet.
Yep.
Fatal really needs to make sure that he's going to stay on top of Harry Hook. But look how far back Mickey is playing right now. Very patient. We got 3 other members to protect Harry Hook on that high ground. Here we go.
Attack visor. Meanwhile, Dance has his. He gets pushed out, though. He's going to try to go back in. Oh, he gets stopped by the pagoda. No tiny pagoda. It was so important. Meanwhile, Harry Hook, he's on the point. There's a kill onto Birdring. Going to dodge around the corner, reload, and he's back again. Getting forced out by Fatal. Mickey, though, gets a kill onto Bubbly with his self-destruct. And EnVyUs going to hold again.
Boy, EnVy playing this really well so far. 2:20 left. Did lose most of their ultimates right now. Dance actually swapping to Widowmaker, something that we've seen him use before, not particularly effectively, it must be said, on these assault maps. Has gone for it on initial attacks. Okay, the one time that he swapped in like the last minute of the game, it was.
So he's 1-1 is what you're saying, and it wasn't the last minute. It was a pretty solid push on their second attack round on Anubis.
I mean,
he helped.
They only had like a minute left, and that's the only thing he could do to actually help this team in that particular instance. And that was good, but when we saw him open the map with it, it wasn't awesome. So
yeah, that time it wasn't.
See what he can do.
All right. And on the top, they're going to go ahead and grab Mickey there. Meanwhile, Sound Barrier comes in for EnVyUs, just fighting KongDoo Uncia back down those stairs, but Dance there with the Widowmaker, trying to find any sort of angle he can onto the team, and it's not working out yet. All right, back up the stairs again. Birdring has that whole hog. He can push people away if he wants to. And I think they're going to need to. Meanwhile, the control meter building a little bit for KongDoo Uncia. There's a nice hook onto Mickey, gets him desuited. Now Birdring coming at the whole hog. He's got the nano boost as well. Coco goes down. Nice sleep dart on him, though, as Harry Hook responding with that Soldier 76. Attack visor runs out, but he's still got a little bit of nano boost left. Birdring does go down, and Fatal gets Chip's Iron with that self-destruct. KongDoo Uncia on the point now. EnVyUs a little bit frantic here in their defense. I don't know. Oh, nice charge from Panker. He actually pushes Mickey way off the point here.
Yeah, but everybody's falling on the point right now. Panker's going to get a kill, but Harry Hook is back in the mix, and Panker, by charging Mickey out, just left his team alone on the point right there. Mickey had his ultimate, so they were very concerned with where that was going. However, it's just not going to work, and now with 27 seconds left, EnVy has put together a fantastic defense here on Hanamura.
Taimu on the Winston now, and he's nearly got Primal Rage, so why not stick with that? Birdring there onto the point now. Sunbury used by KongDoo Uncia right away. Chips high with the Sleep Dart, and there it is. Mickey gets 2 with the self-destruct. The Sleep Dart helped out there. Earthshatter comes in again, and now Panker on his own Biotic Grenade, forcing him back farther and farther, and Harry Hook zoning him away. It looks like EnVyUs will hold here. 1 point for KongDoo Uncia, 1 point only.
Wow, that's absolutely huge. Envy has made it much easier for themselves now to actually take this map. And I think if we're in a world where Envy can win the Assault map, Envy is almost certainly going to win this series.
I agree. We'll see what they can do on the offense here, but KongDoo Uncia, just in general, I think, not looking as strong as a team as we saw them in their quarterfinal match against Lunatic High. The coordination that we saw that match just doesn't seem to be there as much.
Well, a lot of it is their engages. They throw out a lot of their engage tools rather frivolously.
Yeah.
And then the other factor, I think, is just the difference between Fatal and Mickey. Fatal has not been doing a good job of shutting down Harry Hook. Harry has gotten a lot of great nano boost attack visors, and Mickey has been much more aggressive and successful in just hunting down Dance on the map like he did with Tavik. He's been told his job is get in the face of the enemy DPS player, and he's been nailing it.
Well, and it looks like EnVyUs may be going for the Sombra push as well. Harry Hook on the Sombra, and we could see him sticking on that.
Yeah, I do think that the Sombra push was not very well executed by KongDoo, so we'll see if Envy can do a bit of a better job here.
Well, I mean, EnVyUs saw it coming too, The only way you really get caught by that is if everyone's kind of doing that forward defense towards the gate. You've got the Reinhardt right up there, which we see a lot of teams do, but EnVyUs saw coming, pulled back, spread out. They lost the fight, but I think it was a good response to what they saw coming in.
I mean, the counterplay to that is you just don't attack them, right? You just don't chip their health bars, so they can't.
Sure, yeah.
Sombra can't get the ult charge from the health pack. So a smart team, as soon as they see the Sombra, is going to just back off, try and protect themselves with a Reinhardt shield, and just basically wait until the Sombra team attacks. You don't play that game, right?
Harry Hook not playing the game at all, as he will swap over to the Reaper as they begin their offensive round. And it's all about the picks. We'll see if Taimu can get something. Speed boost, gonna bring it in fast. They're actually going really quick here.
Wow, Taimu!
He grabs Fatal. Not what they were looking for, but that Diva may get desuited pretty soon. Taimu going down, though. Kills on both sides. Dance in the back of the point. Oh, he was going to fall off anyway, I think, but Harry Hook getting the kill just for funsies. EnVyUs losing a lot of members here. Panker at about half health as Harry Hook backs away. Diva desuited. We'll see if he can take down Fatal.
Too many Divas running around right now.
I was going to say, yeah, mini Divas all over the point right now, but the control meter is building for EnVyUs. The rest of them back again. It looks like they're going to get a very quick point they take.
Yeah, Taimu coming in on the Tracer. Birdring now on Tracer as well. Attempting to assault these backlines a little bit more successfully, get in on that point as quick as they can. Looks like we'll probably see Taimu switch, and he will be playing the Widowmaker this time, Doa. Taimu, one of his bread and butter heroes. We haven't seen it in a little bit now.
Yeah, we know he likes to bring it out, and when Widowmaker got those little buffs a couple patches ago, he was so excited to be able to maybe play it again in pro play, and it didn't emerge right away, but it's got its place now for sure. Ooh, nearly gets a pick onto Lucid. Doesn't find the headshot, though, and EnVyUs pushes forward.
Gonna get knocked down there, but Taimu actually takes out Panker, so that's a huge opening.
It's very, very big right now. Taimu looking for but Birdring on the Genji, respawning. And you need to be careful about that, of course. Now Dance onto the point. EnVyUs there. Dance does not last too long as Taimu, or Harry Hook rather, goes in, drops a Death Blossom. Bubbly doesn't last too. Harry Hook with 2. Meanwhile, Harry Hook with 3. Fatal trying to push it back. He gets people off the point. He's got the, nice Earthshatter actually to take down the 2 tanks for KongDoo Uncia. Coco all over Fatal on this Diva, but it's hard to go toe-to-toe with a nano-boosting Diva.
Yeah, also unlikely they were going to finish out that point. Fatal had his self-destruct ever since that fight started, so good actually ult economy management by KongDoo. They didn't commit to the actual use of the self-destruct, and now Envy, they'll be coming up on a few ults of their own, 3 nearly available. And Birdring, now he has played Genji in the past, but not recently.
It would have been nice to at least, get that first tick on the control meter, but EnVyUs not quite able to camp out on that point long enough.
Yeah, right now, Envy, they just have to open space for Taimu. The idea here is that...
Gotta watch out for that Reflect Man. Uh-oh, Taimu in a little bit of trouble with that Genji, and once again, Birdring handling the Widowmaker, down to just no health remaining. So close. Meanwhile, Harry Hook nano boosted. They're going to try to make a push out of this in the end. And they do get one. Looking for another kill on the Lucid. Bionic Grenade comes in. Not going to get healed. Oh, he does actually get healed from that health pack in the end.
Wow, Lucid.
Wow, take a nap, Reaper. More like Sleeper.
Now he's just been wreathed himself.
I guess so. Time to sleep.
All right, Taimu on Winston. Oh, now they're just going crazy with this, trying to deal with Birdwing's Genji.
Yeah, well, I mean, Birdring with a good response to the Widowmaker in the Genji, and now a response to the Genji with the Winston from Taimu, so.
Yeah, KongDoo still sitting pretty in their ulticami, though.
Oh,
Fatal's been sitting on that self-destruct for forever. You can tell KongDoo's never really felt threatened by these pushes.
Here they come. Taimu up onto the high ground already. Dance backing away by the grenade. Now Birdring has a Nano Blade out. Going after Chip Zion, gets the kill there. EnVyUs, though, finding the win in this fight so far. Coco really low. He's got no health left, and that's an easy dash kill for Birdring. Gets the reset, but then gets his life reset as a kill comes in. Harry Hook drops a Death Blossom, gets two, and it looks like EnVyUs, if they can take down Fatal, may be able to claim this point. Almost 2 ticks in the control meter so far, but now KongDoo and Uncia getting back. Fatal has bought enough time, and Mickey right there going to use that self-destruct, and he kills, gets one on Bubbly. Back in the suit again. Anchor very, very low. There's the kill. Dance goes down as well. Mickey just going insane on this Diva here. And they're going to take it. There's 2 points for EnVyUs.
Wow.
And they will take a lead in this best of 5.
That is so unexpected, Doa. Man, Envy just powers through their weak point. Of course, these assault maps never their forte, so for them to take this one, this is the one I least expected Envy to take in this series, and that is going to be crucial because now we're going to go into an escort map. Overall, what, 8-2 on escort for Envy, only 2-2 on KongDoo, and they looked not great on King's Row, honestly. Yeah, we had that first push go very well for both teams, but Envy much more decisive. And I love the swaps that they were making. They really forced a lot out of KongDoo's hero pool, but I think Taimu going on that Winston to end that round was very smart.
It was a brilliant response to the Genji, of course. You can't get a lot done if you're Genji in that situation. And EnVyUs really coming to play, man. And I gotta say that despite the roster swaps, despite the difficulty, this team seems to have really clicked coordination-wise. They're looking so good in this meta right now.
Yeah, their defense was particularly good. I thought their defense on point B was really impressive. And see what the play of the game was. It will be that last Primal Rage, no doubt. I mean, what a great engage here, by the way. Look at the coordination. The Reinhardt just comes out of nowhere. Look at that. Coco already set up, charging in. And then picking, that's such a huge kill there onto the resuiting Diva at the end. Really nicely played by Taimu.
Taimu having a laugh about that, and yeah, I think EnVyUs in general pretty pleased with how things are going at the moment. And Mickey on this Diva, man, what a name this guy's making for himself. Looks like our 4th map will be either Route 66 or Dorado. KongDoo and Uncia electing to go with Route 66. So this could be the last map of the semifinals. If EnVyUs wins right here, they will go to the grand finals to play against Africa Freaks Blue. What a finals that'll be.
Absolutely. Man, Envy with all the advantages in the world now. Coming in onto Escort and Hybrid. They are playing to their strengths, and they only have to win one of these. That's much more of an uphill battle for KongDoo, who has struggled on these same map types.
That's right. Well, it is match point for EnVyUs as we move on to Route 66. KongDoo and Uncia looks so good coming in this match, but they are fighting for their lives now. Let's get in the game and see who survives.
Get it.
And welcome to Route 66. We've seen better days, but
Battleground.
Big Earls will rise again. I'm telling
Route
you, man.
66.
The glorious gas station.
It'll be back bigger and gassier than ever.
Wow.
Well,
Okay.
until the electric cars come in, I suppose. Then there is the end of that. Yeah. Self-driving electric cars. Sorry, Big Earl.
Big Earl sounds like a man who'd be big and gassy.
Yeah.
I agree with you.
I think so. Well, maybe soon he'll be sleek and electric. Put his brain in a robot body. Hey, man, it's the future. Genji has it. Genji's got the Ghost in the Shell thing going on. Why not Big Earl? Why can't he be Robo Earl? Or Bionic Earl?
Who says he's not? You don't know. You're just making all kinds of assumptions.
Maybe he's just Big Omnic. I don't know.
He's a fat Omnic.
More, you know, if you're Omnic, you want more storage space. Just make yourself kind of big bone.
More armor, so you can't get one shot by Widowmaker.
There you go. It's a good idea. Those were dark days for us Zenyatta mains, man. That was a tough time. It's over now. Now we're picked 1% more. Who knows?
All right.
Here we go. KongDoo on the attack, and Fatal moving right up. Yep, checking out Big Earls. Everybody's there, as you would normally expect.
Yeah, Harry Hook actually playing a pretty long flank position on top of the gas station. And we are going to have mirror comps coming into the first push here.
As we see pretty often these days on the meta.
Yeah, this is exactly what I thought. You know, 2-2-2, double hit scan.
Well, you know, I thought we might see Dance play a little bit of Pharah, but doesn't look like that's the case. It's over for Taimu, bringing him back. A kill on the Dance, gets pinned though by Panker. Stays alive for the moment, and they get the kill on the Panker. Ooh, close call there for Taimu, but the defense for EnVyUs holds strong.
The last two maps, Taimu has been really good at finding angles around Panker's shield to get those hooks. He did it on the first point attack where he basically just bum rushed around the edge. That time actually coming down off of Big Earls and just leaping above the Reinhardt shield to get that initial pick.
Yep, now Taimu brought in, yeah. Birdring says, hey man, I can hit those hooks too. And Dance on the payload now. That payload is moving. Panker just trying to move people off of there. Harry Hook has a nano boost. They gave it to Fatal on the side of KongDoo Uncia, but no kills really coming in on either side. Birdring grabs one. And now, oh, another hook for Taimu. Birdring does go down.
That was a great flank there. We saw Mickey playing defensively to deal with the enemy D.Va while the nano boost was up onto Harry Hook. And then attack visor not able to be used because the D.Va was there, and there's a very far push forward by Birdring, but he finds the other angle, the D.Va playing on the opposite side on that high ground. So nice setup.
Dance nearly has that ultimate too, so good ultimate situation for KongDoo Uncia as we move into the second point here on Route 66. 1.0 so far for KongDoo. And EnVyUs needs to defend. No hero changes yet. They're going to stick with the same composition. And as the payload moves forward underneath that little bridge, that's a good place to hold it. See if they can. Ult's building for both sides now.
KongDoo really has a lot to work with. Nearly 6 ults.
Get ready for some big D-vaults here, man. Yeah, there we go. The explosion comes in, and nothing for KongDoo Uncia. Meanwhile, Dance gonna get a couple here before he gets knocked out. There's a pin. He stays alive because of the nano boost. Earth Shatter comes in from Panker. They try to follow it up. Whole hog used by Taimu. And KongDoo Uncia going to keep this push going. So EnVyUs' defensive measures not quite enough to slow down KongDoo Uncia.
Yeah, KongDoo Uncia invested almost everything in that push, though. Yes, they've got the whole hog just to push people off until the next point. However, Mickey has that self-destruct up. We should be able to make a pretty convincing hold here before that second point. Buy a little bit more time on the clock. Fatal just checking right now, peeking around the corner, seeing if he can find anybody on that high ground. And here comes the engage.
Yep. That's right, they're just going to jump down right onto the payload with that sound barrier. Fatal right there, going after the Roadhog. Taimu doesn't last very long. KongDoo Uncia pushing back right away. Mickey gets the kill onto Dance. So kills on both sides. D.Va's raining havoc. And there goes Lucid. Wow, Mickey really finding some kills on. Oh, he can't quite get to Fatal before he gets back in the suit. Panker with the nano boost. Going after Harry Hook on this Reaper. Misses that fire strike. Harry Hook back to the payload. EnVyUs holding for the moment.
Yeah, Mickey still has his ult up. Actually prioritized just assassinating the backline at the start of that fight rather than committing to the self-destruct. This should mean another push here that KongDoo will have trouble with, although they do have this sound barrier. They're going to use it preemptively.
All right, yeah, going to send in the, whoa! Fatal manages to find a kill on Internet Hulk as Birdring grabs to himself. Harry Hook, that Death Blossom did not gain a whole lot for EnVyUs, and they will lose nearly everybody. KongDoo Uncia going to get point B out of this one.
Yeah, aggressive use of the support ultimate to just push them into the fight, and Fatal chucking his mech straight into that back line. Mickey still has his ult, though. Didn't have a chance to use it in that last fight before he got desuited. So again, that is going to be a tool. Only 2:30 on the clock here for KongDoo, so not a lot of time to make it through the warehouse phase.
Yeah. Warehouse is usually where we see a lot of pushes stall out on this map, of course. Really tough to push it through that narrow corridor with a lot of high ground to worry about that your opponent can take advantage of.
Especially since KongDoo is coming into this with a severe ult disadvantage, so realistically they're only going to have about a minute.
Coco used the Earth Shatter there. Dan's trying to come from behind. Oh, we expected a lot more members of EnVyUs to be there, but they all dived forward after Coco used the Earth Shatter, and that attack visor gets nothing for KongDoo Uncia. That is tragic.
Yeah, but they did get 2 ults out.
Very
At
hook.
the end, nice hook from Birdring.
Yeah, he's down. Nano boost onto Dance. They're going to keep pushing here, going through that Reinhardt shield. Coco goes for the charge as he knows he won't be able to hold that shield very long. Probably with the kill on the Coco, the payload moving. Chipsian has a nano boost for somebody when they need it. And have the sound barrier soon for EnVyUs.
Yeah, we've got a couple ults that are coming in pretty quick for Envy, and KongDoo still sitting at about 50%, except for Bubbly. It's going to be tough for them to actually win this
Oh,
match.
get back here. Nice kill on the bird ring. Meanwhile, Harry Hook with the nano boost. Not a lot with it. Wasn't going to survive long anyway. Okay. EnVyUs on the point. Moving it back a little bit here.
It's going to be rolling back. 1 minute left, and KongDoo still has no ultimates. Bubbly getting close.
Yep.
Yeah, but a lot of members of Envy are going to have a quick ultimate timing window.
All right, sound barrier. EnVyUs going in. Time to fight. Harry Hook has that Death Blossom. And will he use it? Harry Hook looking for a position to ult here. KongDoo Uncia backing off. Good to just wait out the sound barrier like that. They're going to pop their own. They're going to go in. What are they going to get? Panker looking for good Earth Shatter. We find
Huge
it. Two
Earth
members.
Shatter.
Big Earth Shatter. They need to follow it up. Coco goes down as they run into each other. Panker in a little bit of trouble too as Harry Hook uses that Reaper ultimate. Going to try to chase down. Birdring gets him. And the payload moving.
Well, this is huge.
Ooh, EnVyUs back on it though. KongDoo Uncia does back away in the end.
Okay, they do have the ultimates from Fatal and Birdring, so they've got good zoning tools to push people off the payload now. Certainly a possibility. Nano boost.
Oh, whoopsie.
The main key, her Harry Hook has to use that.
I think you wanted to be on that
Great
moving
form
platform.
immediately.
Yeah. All right, Dance with the attack vise. Let's see what he gets. He's got the nano boost too, going deep. There's a Reinhardt shield. He needs to get past her, but Taimu right there takes on Panker. He's going to pop the hog coming in. Oh, and the Diva suit landed up on top. Mickey still gets the kill onto Fatal though somehow. And EnVyUs looking like they will certainly hold here. Coco just pushing Birdring away. Has to back off. Overtime going down.
Yeah, Hulk still has, he just used the sound barrier right there to help close this one out.
Yep.
Keep all the members of his team alive, and that should be a hold.
That's it.
And Envy, they're gonna hold them to just 2 points, so they can get deep into the warehouse on their own. They will actually win this series 3-1.
Wow, and that is big. EnVyUs with a chance to win the series right here if they can push the payload nearly all the way. I mean, they basically have to get 3 points to win it, but they got a chance.
Yeah, that was a nice defense, but they came into the warehouse phase. Envy came into the warehouse phase with a pretty substantial ult advantage.
Yeah.
Basically, even to push through point number 2, the resources of KongDoo had been effectively depleted. So it's pretty uphill battle with only 2.5 minutes left. Conservation on those ults was solid from Envy, and KongDoo never could really take the fight to them in a meaningful way. So I think it's actually amazing they pushed the payload as far as they did.
Yeah.
That ended up better than I thought it would. And they nearly made it all the way to the end of the warehouse, but not quite.
And that on your screen right there, that yellow box, signifies the end of the tournament for one of these two teams potentially. EnVyUs, if they can get that payload there, they will move on to the grand finals. If KongDoo Uncia can hold it before it, they'll be able to get to that 5th map and win themselves another chance to go to the finals themselves.
Wow. Well, that would be a tremendous surprise, though, if Envy
it
were
would.
to win this map with the form that we've seen KongDoo in and the trials and tribulations of EnVyUs with their roster. But
Well, you know, I feel like the roster swap is old news at this point. I mean, they're really not seeming to have too much trouble with it. Mickey's fit into the team so perfectly. The role swaps have worked out really well. Nice fire strikes by Panker there. Good timing.
Uncia just bouncing up on the walls effortlessly.
He's trying to escape. but there is no escape, man. This might as well be Westworld if you're one of the Overwatch heroes. Not getting out, man. I'm sorry. Harry Hook throwing out that sonic arrow, seeing if he can spot anyone, and he doesn't. I wonder if that was maybe absorbed by the Diva Matrix there.
Hard to tell from that angle.
Yeah.
In any case, back to the usual for both of these teams. Mirror comps again for point number 1, like we saw. KongDoo Uncia on the attack. Time to, can't quite get the edge of that shield.
Yep. Doesn't mind taking some damage since that's just more ult building that Chipsian can do on the Ana, of course.
Oh, nice
they're going
hook.
to bring in Anchor. Anchor getting out. Oh, nice hook on the Harry Hook, and Birdring going to get that kill. EnVyUs losing one already.
Good start. They have to pull back now. Too many
More
have
than one
died.
now,
And, Panker was not able to be bursted down quick enough. Meanwhile, the hook onto the DPS, much easier for the Roadhog to handle. And KongDoo pushing pretty far forward, seeing if they can get any exit kills with another hook. And they will just reset on the high ground immediately after.
Back on top of Big Earls as EnVyUs comes back onto the payload again. Uncia looking for another pick. We're just firing those right clicks into the Reinhardt shield. You can burn through it pretty fast. You can land some of those. Uncia going to jump down. They're going in. There's a hook. They're going to bring Birdring in. They have to turn. They have to focus this Roadhog down. He's going to get the nano boost, though, and the heal. There's another hook, and oh, the sleep dart comes in. Saves Harry Hook 76 for the moment. Birdring going to turn around at this point, though, and EnVyUs too scattered to make anything happen here. Fatal with 2 kills, and KongDoo Uncia going to keep the payload moving.
Yeah, they're going to get a nice push out of this one. Wow, that was a pretty clutch nano boost onto the Roadhog of Birdring there for the defense. Helped out quite a bit in maintaining their presence in the front line so they wouldn't actually get killed.
No, I think they're kind of getting wise to Taimu's Roadhog tricks there. He has not been landing the hooks like he has been in earlier maps. Dance staying way far back. There's Attack Visor. Trying to get something out of it. He's got that sound barrier as well. Sound barriers from both sides. Attack Visor not doing enough damage, and he will just not last. EnVyUs winning a crushing team fight here.
Wow, KongDoo had 5 ults up for the start of that fight, Doa, and they still lost it. They used Attack Visor, but there wasn't a nano boost onto their soldier, so Lucid died very early on, and they couldn't actually make anything happen. Typically, KongDoo, when they've been responding to pushes like that in this series, they've been using the whole hog nano boost combo.
Earth Shatter, bigger Shatter. Yeah, there's a pin as well. Birdring has a nano boost, trying to find a little bit more, going after Harry Hook again. He's been the victim the entire time, and he will be once more. Hook misses though, but Taimu a little bit more direct with his hook. He gets the kill there. And EnVyUs will have to back away.
Yeah,
but some ults used by KongDoo Uncia.
Yeah, they did have to use those ults, but I like the re-engage from KongDoo. It was smart of them to go ahead and commit to that. They knew that they had just died too quickly before they could get their ults off, so they would be heading into that next fight with an edge. Didn't even have to use the whole hog, and now we're under a minute, Doa. Mickey does have the self-destruct and only the whole hog on the side of KongDoo right now, so pretty darn even fight. Chip's about to get that nano boost, though. That's probably what they're waiting for.
Well, we were
There it
wondering.
is.
Yeah, Mickey killing a Birdring in the meantime. Taimu walking forward. See if we use that whole hog. They're going to just get the payload moving any way they can. Oop, he's done a little bit crazy there for the moment. There's a whole hog there. They're going to force Panker back. He's going to charge to Oblivion. And it looks like EnVyUs, oh, Fatal with the kill into Chipsian. They're going to fight back here. EnVyUs may not grab point A even. Oh no, they did not quite get it yet. They're so close.
Nice. Yeah, they didn't actually cap it.
Wow, are you kidding me?
Wow.
It's there. It's on the point, but they couldn't get it. It was so close.
Taimu going to go on Pharah. Harry Hook switching over to the Tracer. They know they have 4 seconds to make this happen.
2-1.
In. Somebody on it? Is somebody on it? Yes.
Yeah,
Okay.
we're into overtime. I think Harry Hook managed to tag it just in time. Internet Hulk back on there again, but they're streaming in one by one. It looks like KongDoo Uncia is going to win Route 66 unless EnVyUs pulls off some real heroics here. And there's Birdring with the whole hog to say no, that's not going to happen. Mickey gets a kill, but we'll see how long he lasts. Yeah, not too long on the payload in EnVyUs. It's just too long to come back. There goes OT, and KongDoo Uncia is going to tie up this series.
Yeah, that last push there by KongDoo, they got the nano boost up onto the soldier, onto Dance fast enough, and the response when Fatal's self-destruct came in on top of the payload was not good.
Yeah.
It was a bit confused there. Coco didn't turn around fast enough to effectively block the ultimate, and that was the big difference maker in that last fight. So, Envy, Does get full health, just barely, but again, they've got another shot at this one.
Yes, they do. KongDoo and Uncia, though, breathing some new life into their grand final hopes with a win on Route 66. And now EnVyUs gets to choose the last map in this best of 5 series. A victory for KongDoo and Uncia, and a big victory. Absolutely, they needed it to stay alive in the tournament.
Now on KongDoo's worst map type, so we've seen
Yeah.
each of these teams win on their statistically worst map type. Escort for KongDoo and Assault for Envy. Now they can have a chat as we move into our 5th and final game, the decider, to head to the finals of the first season of Apex. Exciting stuff.
Yeah, it all comes down to this. And I'm glad we got a great series. I mean, again, you know, on paper, it looked like KongDoo and Uncia was coming into this a lot stronger, but like we said at the beginning of the broadcast, on paper, it hasn't really counted for a whole lot in terms of what actually has been the result in our quarterfinal matches, our first semifinal, and now our second semifinal, really close, best of 5 between EnVyUs and KongDoo and Uncia.
Curious what the selection is going to be. I'm going to guess Numbani.
I don't think Numbani is available today.
Is it not?
Unfortunately, it is not.
not.
I'm going to guess Eichenwald. Teams are loving it,
Yeah,
and that's what
we
it's
got
going to
it.
be.
So Eichenwald will be the map here. Selected by Envy.
Okay. And can they win? If they can win Eichenwald, they're going to the finals, and same goes for KongDoo and Uncia.
It's time for the crazy strategies to come out.
Well, this was a map, too, that EnVyUs really found a lot of success with the big Diva ultimates against Rogue. They were able to get, 3 kills with that at one point.
They got 3 kills and then 4 kills on the same map.
Right,
They got 3 on top of the castle and then 4 later on as they were pushing over Drawbridge.
That's right.
And that was a huge factor, so if they can find some of those combos again, Panker is going to have to be very careful about where he played. Reinforced did get too far forward at times on this map, and that opened up the space for the Diva ult to do the maximum amount of work.
All right, well, let's go into it. It all comes down to this. Map 5, Eichenwald, the winner, goes to the grand finals of Apex Season 1. Let's get in the game and see who makes it. Welcome to Eichenwald. It'll be a kind of a touristy thing eventually once people stop going through doors, which, if you go through the door and then another door comes down right behind the first door, why not just have that other door down at the same time so you can block the first door from even being...
Who knows? Why do they even need to batter it down? It's not like anybody's protecting that castle, though. You can just walk in those little side doors.
Well, because the payload has to get there. The payload can't fit through the side doors.
Yeah, but why does the payload have to get there?
Well, because that's the whole point of the map.
Yeah, but what's...
Wait, no. They're just trying to reclaim that armor, aren't they?
Yeah, that's what I thought.
You don't... Well, maybe... Here's the thing. The payload opens up with a big enough thing to put the armor inside. Because you can't carry the armor back through the side doors.
Just put Reinhardt in that
check
armor.
and mate. He's already in armor. He doesn't need any more armor. Here's some of those great ultimates from Mickey that we saw. 4 on top of the castle there, and then another big one that you'll have to watch the VODs to see.
That was actually, in my opinion, the sicker combo. The second one.
Well, they really did a good job of turning Reinforce around on that Reinhardt and exposing people. So, actually, no, he got hit with the Earth Shatter. That's what happened.
Yes,
that freed up the.
He turned around to block the Diva ult and then got hit by the Earth Shatter. So ended up.
It was tight.
All
right, here we go.
That was a cheeky little Earth Shatter there by Panker. Gets him to 23%. But Taimu got in front of the Reinhardt shield. Whoops.
Well, that happens sometimes. Birdring with the kill, and EnVyUs already off to a pretty rough start on the offense.
Yeah, that's a bad way to start this.
Yes, it is.
Get hit by a fire strike, which charges the enemy Reinhardt up to 29%. Of course, the opportunity you get is Chips is now at 35% from healing with that biotic grenade. So kind of a trade of ult charges there in the end.
I think he'll take it. EnVyUs will take it. They're moving to the side now, scooting left around the building, trying to get onto the point. Time to move back for the moment. And they're trying to filter through that narrow choke by the tank there. Now time to trying to circle on from the outside. Mickey on top of the point, getting aggressive with this Diva. Trying to go after Bubbly, but he's going to get de-suited and de-lifed pretty soon here. Yeah, kills coming in. There's the Earth Shatter used by KongDoo Uncia without too much benefit. EnVyUs already was on the retreat, so maybe they could have saved that one. Either way, it's a win for KongDoo Uncia early on here.
Ooh, that was huge too. Chips used his nano boost onto Harry Hook's Reaper, and Harry Hook immediately got sleep darted and pushed into the little chapel right there. So not really a great use of the nano boost, shut down efficiently by KongDoo. And I'm just not a fan of nano boost on Reaper these days, Doa.
Well, Dan's coming in now with Soldier 76. Gets one, looking for a little bit more. Gonna heal himself. Harry Hook trying to find the kills with that Death Blossom, not getting anything. EnVyUs on the point, and Dance does have to retreat. In a little bit of danger, does manage to take up Mickey, as we can see from the kill feed, but KongDoo Uncia all over the point for now. No, EnVyUs actually building that control meter. Looks like they'll take point A.
Yeah, they just powered through the front line efficiently, and nicely done. So even though Dance managed to take out Internet Hulk at the start of that fight, the zone created by that Death Blossom forced him out, so he couldn't actually make the most efficient use of the nano boost. And the front line of KongDoo just gets cleaned up there. So Envy will be moving through the castle phase here. High ground already taken by KongDoo. They do have the only ultimate available with Fatal.
Yep.
Oh, Internet Hulk about to hit that sound barrier.
Harry Hook sneaking up through the castle. We saw him come from behind on this map in their last match too, and that's exactly what he's going to try to do. Meanwhile, Fatal gets the kill onto Coco. Really big to get the Reinhardt out of the way, and KongDoo Uncia going to be able to be more aggressive. There's a hook onto Taimu, who stays up on that high ground. Oh, he manages to get off. No, he doesn't. Lucid got the kill in the end. Uh-oh, but Harry Hook brought in, and Birdring going to find one for KongDoo Uncia as he backs away. Get a little bit of health back.
Coco, last couple of points, has not been dealing with Diva engages particularly well. There wasn't follow-up CC, and he just kind of stood there, and I don't know if he just didn't see the Diva ult, but that was a bit awkward, so Envy does get their push delayed slightly. At the end of the world, 3.5 minutes left to make it across the drawbridge.
Oh, they're moving payload forward now. And he's going to go up top. Yeah, going after Dance now in that Soldier 76. Dance has to make a run for it. Really dangerous stuff. Meanwhile, the nano boost comes in. Going to be used on both sides. Panker, though, the one from KongDoo Uncia. Mickey trying to get the kill onto the opposing Roadhog, but Birdring's going to be okay.
That was quite awkward. Both nano boosts used, one onto Panker and one onto Harry Hook. Neither of them doing a whole hell of a lot of damage. KongDoo pushed back without ults, and Envy is going to be sitting at 3, so likely they're going to be able to complete this phase.
Sleep Dart onto Fatal. They're going to send in the Exploding Diva. And oh, that's a big Earth Shatter that sets up 2 for Mickey. EnVyUs with a good chance to push here. Birdring, though, does find Chip's Iron. And Mickey just trying to get KongDoo Uncia off the point. They want to move this payload, and they're doing it.
Yeah, it's kind of not going to be a problem for them to move that after they picked up the initial kills, using their ultimates efficiently, and that's that same part where we saw them be so successful against Rogue. Nice charge by Coco.
Yeah, no
just
kidding.
Eliminates Lucid. No way for them to defend this. They're going to be moving straight into a push here, into the 3rd point.
Really strong push for EnVyUs, and if they can get 3 points here, that is a massive win for them. As it's not hard to defend on this 3rd point. KongDoo Uncia trying to save their defensive round here. Coco back to the payload now, and here's where it can get stalled out. We'll see.
Here's where it's likely to get stalled out. KongDoo
generally
is coming up on 5 ults right now. Taimu going to blow the whole hog early just to push them away.
Yeah, Dance having to back off. He's got hit with the biotic grenade too, so needs to play it very, very safe. Mickey coming in, taking a ton of damage. Nearly gets de-suited. They're going to put the nano boost onto Fatal, though. Earth Shatter comes in. Coco looking for the charge, finds onto Fatal. Meanwhile, Harry Hook has the nano boost for EnVyUs. They're going to keep that payload moving, and Uncia push back. Dance on top of the chandelier somehow with that Soldier 76. How to get up there? He's getting a really good firing line, though, but here comes the exploding Mac, and Taimu gets the kill. That's 3 for Mickey. Whoa, what a big self-destruct, and EnVyUs is going to push his payload all the way.
Wow.
3 points for EnVyUs. What is it about this map and Mickey's explosive
That is ridiculous.
I can't believe it.
I cannot believe he just landed that Diva ultimate here. That was absolutely crazy. KongDoo had all the advantages in ult charge coming into that final fight.
Yeah.
And even Envy, they sort of threw away their nano boost. Like, they keep putting it onto the Reaper, but Reaper got booped back by the Diva from Fatal. Just like punting him out of the fight. And without that speed boost, Reaper is just not as effective as he used to be with a nano boost. But you know what? It didn't matter. 2:53 is an insane time on Eichenwald. Now let's watch this again from Mickey's perspective and see what he was looking at.
All right, boom. Yeah, I guess people just not able to get behind Panker's shield in time.
Yeah, that was very awkward. I mean, Mickey didn't even do anything particularly special right there.
He just ulted.
He was going to be desuited, so he just sat there and ulted.
Yeah.
Nothing impressive, as KongDoo had no cover to run to, and Panker was flanked by the Reaper, even though he didn't die to the actual ult, so Harry Hook picked up that kill.
And now we find ourselves in the position where KongDoo Uncia needs to push the payload all the way on Eichenwald, or they will lose this match, and EnVyUs will go to the grand finals. EnVyUs, all they need to do is defend at all, and they'll move on.
Wow, it'd be Envy is the upset king so far this tournament. Take down Rogue. If they can win this match too, it would be incredibly surprising.
Yeah, and KongDoo Uncia, you know, to be fair, has not played, I think, today on the same level that we saw them play against Lunatic High. It hasn't quite been as good, and we're seeing EnVyUs show us that you cannot sleep at all on this team, man. If you are anything less than 100%, they will beat you.
I think Mickey's positioning has just been much better than Fatal's, typically speaking, and the shutdown on the DPS from the D.Va has come in much more on the Envy side than the KongDoo side so far.
Dan's coming in on the McCree now. Taimu defending on that Roadhog. So far, so good for EnVyUs. They've got KongDoo Uncia kind of bottled up around the side there. It's a shooting gallery now, and KongDoo Uncia is the target.
Trying to find those hits on the McCree.
Yep.
Not really getting too much done. And you see the members of EnVy sort of just peeking around that backside every so often, seeing if they can soften up that backline just a hair.
But in now, Fatal gets him with the sleep dart as he tries to get into the backlines. That's going to slow things a little bit. Taimu on the side, into the house, feeling safe. Fatal popped out of the out of his mech. And EnVyUs will be able to push everybody back. There goes Dance, there goes Bubbly. Harry Hook really good on this Soldier 76, as we knew already, but showing it again here on defense on Eichenwald.
Yeah, Panker just trapped in that little house. He will be melting to the guns of Soldier and D.Va.
Helix Rocket kill there.
Coco's charges have been really good tonight. I mean, he is basically eliminated for every good Mickey ult, except for that last one. For every good Mickey ult, there is an equally good Reinhardt play coming in from Coco, whether it's charging the enemy Reinhardt so he doesn't have his shield. But Coco's charge play in general has been pretty exceptional, and there's going to have a nice, easy hold there. Lots of ults coming up due to the duration of that last fight, though.
Oh, Earthshatter, big one onto EnVyUs. Panker, though, trying to avoid the explosion, and looks like he will for now. Mickey really not getting anything with that. EnVyUs with a couple kills themselves, despite being hit by that big Earthshatter from Panker. There was no follow-up from KongDoo Uncia. They were already routed.
Yeah, they had to scatter because even though the Envy had that big play, they couldn't follow up on the Earthshatter at all. The DPS wasn't able to get in there due to Mickey's self-destructing mech hanging like an omen of doom above them. So backing off, and now they're going to reset KongDoo with a huge ult edge right now.
All right, hog time. Dance, meanwhile, with that Deadeye. Not going to find anybody with it, though. He's got to worry. Mickey, or Fatal rather, with the nano boost. Panker gets a kill onto Mickey. Harry Hook goes down. There's a couple for Dance already. Starting to go a little bit crazy on this McCree. EnVyUs in trouble now. Nice flashbang onto Chip Zion. And EnVyUs will have to give over that point A. KongDoo Uncia finally getting the payload moving.
Yeah, but the cost was extraordinary, Dilla. It cost them all of their ultimates except for Panker. And I do like the play when Dance popped that Deadeye, and we saw the Mickey just fly in his face with that D.Va. He was pushed back, immediately opened up some more room for him to get those long-range shots.
Yep.
So now Envy takes control of the high ground as Portcullis opens.
Portcullis, that's not a word you get to say much on a sports broadcast, is it?
I do in games with castles.
We wish we could say it more. Portcullis. Uh-oh, Bergering. He's in trouble now. Taimu, though, the one gets a bit low, but he gets a biotic grenade from his ally to keep him up.
Bergering was way out front there.
Yeah,
it's a little bit weird.
He just loves portcullises. Just wanted to be close to portcullis.
I don't know what he was doing so far ahead of the rest of his team, especially with the enemy Roadhog. So much of this best of 5 has been defined as to who is more effective behind the Roadhog shield and the positioning of each Roadhog.
Roadhog shield, man, that's scary. Don't say that
Oh,
again.
I mean the Reinhardt shield, yeah.
Gonna give me nightmares, man. But you're right. I mean, in the Battle of Roadhogs, too, time was been the
like
better
that.
one. Although then he gets grabbed, but I cast her cursing. That's what happens. Meanwhile, Dan's coming back in with that McCree Birdring. Does get the kill onto Taimu. He's going to pop the whole hog, trying to push EnVyUs back as much as they can. Dance goes down to the kill from Mickey on that Diva. There goes Birdring finally. Area hook way on the high ground. Nobody's stopping this guy right now, and EnVyUs does hold the payload.
Yeah. So KongDoo committed the Ana ultimate on top of Birdring's Roadhog, and they just were ignoring Harry Hook that entire time. Far too easy for him to just rain terror. With that Soldier 76 from the high ground, Dance has to back off.
Hello, Taimu getting Brock back in again. I'm sorry for saying you were the better Roadhog, Taimu. Harry Hook, that ultimate neutralized quite a bit by Fatal's Diva. Yep, just gonna absorb it, back away. Dance with the Deadeye, not finding anybody. Harry Hook, though, getting the kill onto Dance. Now Fatal coming back up on the high ground. He's going to go after Harry Hook, who's not going to escape this one. Oh, he does! Wow, barely getting around the corner in time. Mickey gets the kill onto Birdring with that self-destruct, and Harry Hook having to deal with the Diva yet again. Fatal's been so annoying, but he has to run. He gets popped out of the mech.
Well, the problem is
Wow.
that Fatal is only going up there when members of his team are dead. Like, they spent the last two fights overwhelmingly ignoring Harry Hook. You can't do that.
Yeah.
That's not what you do if you want to win in this meta. Mickey has been much more attentive to enemy DPS, and it's made a big difference. So that's going to be coming back in now on the Soldier.
At 76, they want to break these Coco shields fast, but that's not going to work. Oh, man, Mickey with another kill as EnVyUs forcing KongDoo and Uncia back. Only a minute remaining. EnVyUs looks like they're on track to go to the grand finals. Harry Hook, he's got the tac visor again. So the next push that Uncia brings in, EnVyUs already has 4 ults to answer it.
And that was the fight Uncia needed, Doa.
I think
that
it
was the
was.
one that they had to win when they had ult advantage. Now they're going to be fighting from behind. As you say, Harry coming back with another tac visor. It's going to be a nano tac.
Yep. Nano visor. Harry Hook getting ready
Can
for
someone
it.
please deal with Harry Hook?
Nobody can deal with Harry Hook, apparently. There's a big Earth Shatter coming in. Panker, though, trying to make something happen, and now the tactical visor. Harry Hook grabs 3, and with those 3, that may be enough to send EnVyUs to the finals right there. They won that fight in a big way. Only 25 seconds or so remaining for KongDoo Uncia. And don't forget, they have to push it all the way through this map. They can't just get it to the next point here.
I mean, this is so disappointing. KongDoo is not even attempting to take the high ground. Finally.
Wow, they had Taimu waiting for him there. Meanwhile, Birdring has a nano boost, but nobody really used it on. Finds Coco eventually, so Coco won't survive. Panker with a kill there too. EnVyUs falling back a bit, but there's still a lot of ground to cover on the second point here.
It's already
and we're into
overtime.
This is it. EnVyUs' tournament, KongDoo Uncia's tournament, relies on the overtime on this payload. Are they just going to let it push?
And guess what? Mickey has self-destruct, so it gets even harder, Doa. Fatal's going to have his suit back up in just a second, but there's the self-destruct. Everybody going to back
Gets
off.
nothing, and now KongDoo. Oh, it's a big Earth Shatter! Nobody gets to the point! EnVyUs are going to the grand finals. Coco with the go-ahead Earth Shatter to send them there.
That was another sick combo of Earth Shatter and Diva ult.
Yeah.
They push them back off the point, and then there's no choice. There's only a bad decision left for the likes of KongDoo Uncia.
Wow.
Either they charge the point and they get hit by that crazy Earth Shatter, or they sit there behind Reinhardt Shield and don't make it before overtime runs out.
Can you believe it?
Wow.
The comeback kings of this tournament, EnVyUs,
Unbelievable.
having to deal with that roster swap, having to deal with position changes, but everything's clicked. They played so well today, and they absolutely deserve to go to the finals, and it's going to be great.